Welcome to this installation of the Clear Process Solutions WebTips. My name is Tim Dempsey and I'll be your presenter today. And the topic we'll be looking at is how we can manage variable assignees for emails and notifications in Precisely's Automate Evolve. So to get things started, I just wanted to paint a picture, a little bit more information about what we're talking about today. How we may have been able to approach this in the past and how we can develop it in the future. And then an example of setting up how we can achieve these results, as well as a demonstration at the end. Okay, so our real world example is a client is asking for a solution where they might not have a static value for who to send an email to or who to assign a task to. It could be based off of a user's input or a matrix. And in this case, we're going to have multiple values. So we'll have a repeating table that has, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 5 different, maybe even more assignees that either need to receive a notification or be assigned a task. Now, this is a common requirement in many of our projects, and in the past, we may have had to have used custom JavaScript to accomplish this. Now, as we all know, our first option should always be something that's out of the box, or no code or low code. This, as we've talked about in previous web tips, it's better for maintainability. It's better for sustaining it through different migrations or version upgrades, and overall it just makes your development practice easier to work with. So now we have a rule that it may seem it's been here for a while, but it may not have been utilized as much as it could be, but it's called the getRepeatingContentValue rule. And what this rule does, it's an out-of-the-box wizard rule, and it will loop through the repeating table and gather each one of those values and then add it into an array. So for example, my email address and another person's email address, they can be formatted into an array with a semicolon delimiter. Now, the key to setting up this rule, and I'll walk you through it, is there is not a delimiter added out of the box. That's just the one item that we need to modify is to include that semicolon at the very end. And we'll get the chance to see an example of that right now. All right, so I've made a test solution for everyone so that we can walk through this together. What I've done is in the workflow, I have an email plugin that is pointing to a static field, and I also have a task. This task will also be assigned to the users that we enter into this repeating table. Now, here's where we can create our role, and I'll create it for Scratch. So first we'll add our new label to we'll click add. Under action, we'll select set field value, and then we'll want to set our field, email recipients. We'll go ahead and click the function button here. And here is where we'll find our option. Under insert external data, we oftentimes will use it for this data connection, right? We want, for example, we have a value business line, and based on business line, we want to set these next 4 or 5 fields. Sometimes we'll use most oftentimes we'll use a data connection. But they also have an option here for repeating content. So I'm gonna go ahead and select there. I'll select recipients, our email field, and we can also edit filters if we need to. we'll go ahead and click OK. So the wizard creates our code for that. And the one important item here to add is a comma, double quote, and our delimiter. This provides us with a delimiter. You can also add this as a comma, whichever delimiter you like. And I'll go ahead and click OK. So I'll go ahead and click deploy here, and let's see this in action. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and enter my email address. And also my brother's email address. Okay, in the past, we may had to have created some custom coding to do a for loop and gather these and format them correctly into an array. But out of the box, we can just simply create a wizard rule and see that we have our formatted correctly value. This is saying, based on our solution here, that we want to receive an email as well as assign us to a task. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Route. And as you can see here, I have a task assigned to me. But you may be asking, didn't you assign it to 2 people? Well, let's just go double check the process history here. And we can see that it's assigned to both my brother and I. And I've received my task as well. Now, the other email is processing. It usually just takes a moment here. Here it is. And we received our email plugin as well. Now, I call this rule to attention because, as I mentioned earlier, it's out of the box. It's created from a wizard rule. Overall, the better option for developing your solutions. Okay, that was my time for today. I hope this will be of help for you when you're developing your next solution. If you need some additional help, or if you have some larger projects in the future, let's connect. We are your business partners to help with creating and developing and mapping out your business processes and more. So go ahead, click contact our team at www.clearprocesssolutions.com or email us info@clearprocesssolutions.com. But you'll be able to find me and my other teammates over at our WebTips, and you can find that at clearprocesssolutions.com/subscribe, and that'll take you to a YouTube channel for you to follow. Thank you very much for your time today. If there's any other ones you have any questions on, whether it's related to web services, rules, workflow management, design, implementation, data structures, robotic process automation. We'll be having more web tips about that, but you can find us at our contact points. Thank you again for your time, and see you next time.